You're rather optimistic about the Chinese equities in the second half of the year, expecting a rally. What is going to be the big catalyst? Obviously, a lot of it depends on how quickly China can open up. And to what extent are they looking at Hong Kong, and how it's working there before it follows suit?
Yeah, sure. I think for second half this year, probably three things matters, right? Number one, like you mentioned, this zero COVID policy, because relaxing that will in itself be a huge boost to consumption names, right? The hotels, the restaurants, the tourist names. And I think Hong Kong is probably the perfect testing ground for China to explore some of the reopening options. And we are very pleased to see Hong Kong reducing the hotel quarantines for visitors. So I think China will probably continue to look for options and roadmaps for gradual reopening, especially potentially after the Party Congress in 4Q this year. And second key thing to watch is on the property market front. I think for the past couple of months, the continued deterioration in property market and the whole mortgage buyer boycott has caused the biggest concern among investors, both for potential short-term hard lending and the medium long-term Japanification type of, prolonged asset price depreciation and banking crisis. And on that front, our view is that, number one, property deleveraging is the right thing to do, right? For a long time, market criticized China for being overly reliant on property and building too much a bubble. So for the long term, this is the right thing to do. And for the short term, we want to remind investors that government still have a lot of policy levers that they can pull. And I do think they can avoid a hard landing. And the third thing is in terms of the fundamental earnings and the GDPs. In between March to May, we see quite aggressive sell-side consensus downgrade in terms of the earnings forecast. But that seems to be stabilizing, and we think, that it's probably coming to an end in the next couple of months.